welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am so thrilled about because it's a conspiracy type video. It's about the Mandela effect. And if you're not familiar with the Mandela effect, it's named after Nelson Mandela, who was a South African president, and many people remembered him dying in the early 80s when he was imprisoned, but he actually did not die until 2013. So people remember things one way, some people remember them another, so thus the Mandela effect. And recently physicists have provided proof that our future could be altering our past, which is insane. But with that perspective, it's very beneficial to you to be open-minded about the Mandela effect, because the theory that our timeline is being altered is a very real possibility. So the first Mandela effect I'm going to talk about is actually Nelson Mandela. Like I said, he was a South African president who supposedly died in the 1980s. Many people remembered even seeing his funeral broadcast on television, but he actually died December 5th, 2013 in his South African home. The second Mandela effect I'm going to tell you about is my favorite. It's about the Berenstain Bears, which was a little bear family, and they even had their own show. I had every book, and the books were to kind of teach you life lessons about how to treat others well and to, respect what you had in life, be thankful for it. And there was a mother, father, sister, and brother bear, and I swear it used to be spelled with an E, but it's spelled Berenstain now. And I think they changed it supposedly so they would not offend Jewish people, but I cannot find one single shred of evidence that it was the Berenstain Bears. But I'm going to have to convince my mother to let me go through my old books and see if I can find any evidence, because like I said, nothing's going to convince me that it was Berenstain. It was Berenstain always. The third Mandela effect I'm going to talk about is Billy Graham. Billy Graham was a Christian televangelist who many claim died in the 1990s. They even remember his funeral being shown on television. They claim they saw his grieving wife even. But Billy Graham actually passed away this year in February 2018. Now, since I'm from Alabama, I have to tell the Mandela effect about Forrest Gump. Everybody knows who Forrest Gump is, Run Forrest Run. I actually never watched Forrest Gump until like 4 years ago. My husband was completely appalled that I'd never seen it. But everybody always has said, Forrest's famous line is, "Life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get." But now they're saying that Forrest actually said life was like a box of chocolates instead.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Maybe it's his thick accent. I don't know. I remember, and I've been to Bubba Gump Shrimp, and I know for a fact there are t-shirts there that say life is like a box of chocolates. You can look it up, go to Bubba Gump Shrimp, and you can click on shop, and you can see where it says life is like a box of chocolates. And next, everybody remembers Publishers Clearinghouse. They come to your door, would give you a big check saying you won whatever amount of money. We would see it on TV.
Hello, this is Rose Nyland. What?
That was
I'm one of the winners of the Publishers Clearinghouse? Ed McMahon wants to see me right away?
It would be in magazines, everything. And who came to the door with the big check? It was always Ed McMahon, right? Publishers Clearinghouse is claiming they never hired Ed McMahon, that he was not their spokesperson. They don't know where anybody got that from. But you can Google videos of Ed McMahon giving people large checks from Publishers Clearinghouse. The next Mandela effect I'm going to talk to you about is really sketchy also. It's about the brand of meats called Oscar Mayer. And of course, everybody remembers the jingle, "My bologna has a first name, it's OSCAR. My bologna has a second name, it's MEYER. Well, now it's MAYER. It's really weird. I don't understand what's going on with this. I even was driving through my hometown last year to go visit my grandmother, and there was a billboard up at the Piggly Wiggly, which is a southern grocery store, in case you're wondering, and it said Oscar Mayer on sale, and it was Mayer. And I called my husband and I was like, they have misspelled Oscar Mayer. Like, what is going on? Can these people not spell? Was it a prank? The next Mandela effect is Sex in the City. Sex in the City was always a favorite show of mine. I used to sneak and watch it on HBO when I was not supposed to, and I still watch all the reruns. I own all the seasons. And some people claim that they remember it being Sex in the City instead of Sex and the City, but I don't ever remember it being Sex in the City. I do, however, remember there being a perfume called Sex in the City. So let me know what you guys think. Do you remember Sex and the City, or do you remember Sex in the City? And the next one is about a Queen song called We Are the Champions. I have never really been a fan of older rock music like this, but I have heard the song several times, and I do remember at the very, very end them saying we are the champions and then of the world. But now they're claiming there is no of the world, and if you look up the lyrics, there is no of the world in the lyrics. I actually filmed a clip from a 1980s live concert where in the end of the song, they in fact do say, we are the champions of the world. The next Mandela effect is the Monopoly Man. Everybody remembers the little Uncle Rich Moneybags, who was the spokesperson for Monopoly or whatever, and he no longer has the monocle that went over one eye, which is just the little eyeglass that he kind of used to see. And I always remember him having that, but now you cannot find a single shred of evidence that he had the monocle, but I swear I believe it was on his face. And next on the list we have Pikachu, which was a popular Pokemon character, and Pokemon is popular. Everybody's doing Pokemon Go. They've been obsessed with that for a couple years now, and I've done a little research. I asked people on Facebook if they remember Pikachu having a black tip on his tail because he has the tips on his ears. I remember him personally having a black tip on his tail because he was my favorite. I had a little Pikachu Beanie Baby, which I do need to go to my mother's house and find that as well. But now he does not have the black tip on his tail. Nobody can find any shred of evidence where he has. It's just a solid yellow tail. And I went to Target and looked at a couple stuffed Pikachus, and of course it's just the solid yellow tail, but I remember him having it on there. Some of the people in my poll said they remembered it, others said they did not. So next is Curious George. I always remember Curious George, the little chip, swinging from tree to tree with his tail, always staying in trouble with his owner. He has no tail now. And if you look up and Google it, Curious George does not have a tail, but I do remember him, as well as other people. I polled this on Facebook also. He had the tail that he would swing from tree to tree with. And the next one is for Star Wars fans. I don't know if you guys watch Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars fan. My husband is a big Star Wars nerd. He's seen all of them. And of course he remembers Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father." But according to new reports, he says, "No, I am your father."
No, I am your father.
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
Search your feelings.
I can remember my husband and his friends aggravating me, getting behind a fan so their voice would be really kind of like Darth Vader's, and they would say, "Luke, I am your father." So I remember people doing that in school too, like always always repeating that same line. And the next one, I have actual physical proof, which I'm going to show you now. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, they said that the evil queen said magic mirror on the wall, but she actually said mirror, mirror on the wall. So many people remember it this way. This is the way it happened, I'm telling you. I do not ever remember hearing her say magic mirror on the wall, but that's what they're claiming now, is she said magic mirror on the wall. But I have physical proof, like I said. This is an antique Snow White book. And the next one is one of my favorites. Looney Tunes was always a favorite cartoon of mine to watch on Saturday morning while I ate my cereal. My parents would often watch it with me. And today it's spelled T-U-N-E-S, but I always remember it being spelled as T-O-O-N-S, Looney Tunes. So now they've changed it to T-U-N-E-S for some reason. There was even another one called, it was like a spin-off called Tiny Toons, and it was spelled T-O-O-N-S and still is to this day. So I don't understand why they would change it from T-O-O-N-S to T-U-N-E-S. I have no clue. I don't understand that one at all. And we come to the KitKat. KitKat has never been a favorite candy of mine. I'm not really a big chocolate person. I know that's weird. But Reese's was probably always my favorite candy if I had to choose chocolate. But I do remember the KitKat having a dash. And now they're saying there was never a dash in between Kit and Kat. What do you guys think? Was it KitKat with a dash or KitKat with no dash? And my last Mandela effect is probably the sketchiest, trippiest one of all. It's the JFK assassination. I always remember learning about this as there being 4 people in the car when JFK was assassinated during the parade. It was Jackie, JFK and his driver, and then another person in the front. I cannot remember his name. He was of some importance, I'm sure. And of course, there are videos out there that show that there was 4 people in a 4-seater car. There are pictures that show there was 6 people in a 6-seater car. And in some museums, there are actually replicas of the car with just Jackie O and JFK in the back, and it's a 4-seater car. I was not alive during this time, but being taught this in history, we were always told there was 4 people in the car. And if you Google it, there are so many discrepancies. This is just the sketchiest thing ever to me. This is a newer Mandela effect, and let me know, like, if you were alive during that time and you remember seeing this on TV, or even if you were at the parade, like, let me know. Maybe we do live in different dimensions. I don't know. This scares me. This keeps me up at night. I don't understand. There are many other examples of Mandela effects out there, but I just chose my favorites to share with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed them. Please like and hit subscribe for more conspiracy videos. Thanks, guys.